Well, welcome to one of our final versions of the year with our video commentary. We're going to do kind of a normal edition here this week and then wish you well for a wonderful Christmas holiday weekend. Next week we'll come back with sort of a year in review version from 2015. But keep in mind as you're watching this that we're recording it on a Wednesday. The market is open part day on Thursday tomorrow. As we learned last week, even in one day, the markets can really move a great deal. We filmed last week on a Thursday, and on Friday the market went down 360 points, one of the worst days of the year. So timing differentials can make a difference, but right now where things stand as a kind of weekly recap, and we don't expect a lot of activity going into the Christmas weekend, but the markets have rallied a few hundred points here on the week, getting kind of a miniature Santa Claus rally as we head into the end of the year and kind of this final stretch. Virtually all of the rally this week is led by the same thing that had been leading the market down in the past couple of weeks, which is oil prices. Oil, as it dropped down to the 33 range, really brought the market and a lot of high-yield bonds and credit markets with it. And then now this week it's seen a bit of a rebound. We right now have oil prices up into the mid 37s, which sounds like a very low price because it is, but it's actually about 10% off of its bottom of just a few days ago. So a somewhat improved outlook for oil prices, led by higher than expected inventories of crude oil here in the United States, has led to a certain degree of market rally, bringing a lot of energy stocks up and pipelines and things with it. So we'll see how things kind of end out on the week and then going into the final stretch next year. I would add, it seems to me a lot of the tax loss selling pressure has come off. I think most of the tax loss selling that is going to take place has taken place, and that's provided a bit of technical relief in the markets as well. In terms of the most interesting thing going on this week, stock prices, oil movement notwithstanding, the Fed last week on Thursday raised interest rates for the first time in 9 years. And in classic form, the market has responded by seeing interest rates go lower. Bond yields have dropped modestly at the 2-year, 5-year, 10-year maturities. Treasury yields coming down despite the Fed raising rates is just classic markets having already priced in what the Fed was going to do and then kind of recalibrating after the news. And indeed the dollar has even dropped a little bit, not dramatically, but those expecting this big dollar rally underestimating the fact that the dollar had already priced in the fact that the Fed would be raising rates a little and tightening. So certainly that classic contrarian truism that the markets often do the opposite of what everyone's expecting them to do has been ringing true lately. And we see that as a very big theme in 2016, by the way, that if there's further dollar strengthening or even just, dollar weakening, or even just a reversal of the dollar strengthening, if it just sort of levels out a bit, it changes the narrative that has been working against a lot of emerging markets, a lot of energy, a lot of materials names, commodities, things of that nature. The most hated sectors one day, certainly one year, are often the most loved the next. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out next year. Finally, I'll close with this for the week. A really important principle that we write about in the written form of the commentary. We encourage you to check that out. Those aspiring for greater safety, those desiring a greater preservation of capital in their portfolio, that if they're accumulating money and are tired of seeing up and down movements, wondering what to do to still achieve a rate of growth but not have to suffer through price fluctuation. Even more important, those that are done accumulating but needing to generate a return off of the capital to withdraw income from the money, but really don't want to deal with the volatility. It's very important that you not be lied to or misled. There is no such thing as a return on capital without some degree of volatility. We can seek to control the volatility through the process of asset allocation. Some investors try to hide the volatility by moving into things that are more illiquid or they don't see it as much. But at the end of the day, a return premium comes from the reality of volatility. And to try to hide money under the mattress, stay in cash, those types of things guarantee that you're not going to see price fluctuation in the value of your portfolio. But the cost of that is a sacrifice of the return that is needed to grow capital or to earn income off of your capital. We can never, ever fall for the belief that such a thing exists as extremely delicious, sweet, sugar and salt-filled food that doesn't have some effect on your waistline. We have to take on some volatility if we want to get some degree of return. It's up for an effective advisor to devise a strategy to find that appropriate spot of acceptable volatility for each individual client. But I think that right now, 2015 has awakened people to the reality of volatility. We expect there to be more in 2016. And what we want to do is earn income for those clients who need income, develop growth in an appropriate manner, but not fool ourselves into thinking that price fluctuation won't be part of that. I think it's a good lesson to learn. I think a wonderful lesson to close with is the lesson here of Christmas season. We wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Look forward to coming back to you next week to close out the new year. Merry Christmas.